So AI is a pretty broad term. The words that we should be using are LLMs and generative AI, GenAI for short. So we obviously have our various chatbots that we're using currently. Gemini, I like ChatGPT and Claude, but there's Copilot. There's loads out there at the moment, different models, and they're all doing the same thing. Now this is a really technical diagram, but I think it's interesting because it shows that the AI that we're using is a very small subset of the whole idea of AI. So we're here, but it sits on top of many different levels. In terms of AI can be driving cars, medical, it can be industrial. We're really interested in this part. Within this circle, you'd also have image generation and text generation and video generation as well. What is it? LLMs, you've heard of this before? To use prompts to access the information in these large language models. What is a large language model? It's been trained on the internet, basically. A percentage of the internet, books, scientific papers, billions and billions of pages of information. Now, the important thing to point out here is that all it's doing, it's predicting the next word. When you write something, it can predict the next word. But it's more technical than just your phone doing it. When you put a text and it will predict the next word, it's more complicated than that. So it can actually, as you know, you've been using it all this time, it can create essays for you, it can summarize for you, it can convert languages for you, it can do all of these things. That, on its own, is really impressive. That's why I got hooked onto it. In the end of 2003, when ChatGPT came out, I just thought this is incredible. But what people don't realize, that maybe you do, but there were innate qualities that came from these models that people didn't realize they could do. Like it can know languages that it was not trained on. So it was able to actually have these innate qualities that people thought, oh wow, this is quite surprising. The words in the LLM broken up into tokens. So if you can imagine the word jam, it stores jam, but if it wanted to store another word like walking, it would store walk and ing. And all those tokens are fed into this, it's basically a massive database, they call it a vector database, and it joins all these words together and how they're related. So jam can be related to a fruit substance you put on your toast, and it can be related to a traffic jam. And these relationships are weighted. That means the relationship they have, is it more related to that or is it more related to that? So you can imagine all these tokens are interconnected with each other. That is why the GPUs that you hear, NVIDIA, right, these graphics cards, they are able to computate all these interconnections with all the words. So when you do type in something like woman, it's associated with man, and it's also associated with queen and other words. This is a nice way to think about what it's doing. It's doing this with mathematics, so it's not really a 3D space. It's actually multi-dimensional because all the words are connected to each other. There's thousands of connections. So what it's doing, you've probably seen this before, it will predict what the next word after we is, and it's all done on probability. So it's looked at all its training. When it's been trained on the internet, it looks at text and it says, oh, we, sometimes need goes after we, so I predict that. So it'll go, we need more time, and then another word? Two. And then another word? Eat. Yeah, we need more time to eat. So those words are, you've just acted like the GPT, you've just predicted a word that's come into your head, probability-wise. It could be another word, but your word you chose is higher probability. Okay, the prompts are important. How you talk to the LLM is paramount, because obviously everyone at the moment, most people, me included, at the beginning, were just typing, tell me how to bake this, and it will go, and it'll give you a recipe and instructions. But there is actually a clear structure on how you can talk to these LLMs. This is a kind of basic one you'll see everywhere. You tell it what you want it to be. I want you to be an accountant, I want you to be a teacher, I want you to be whatever, and then you give it the context of the situation. Okay, I'm finding that this is happening, can you help me? And then you give it a task to do. Okay, run through all these variables and give me an output, and then you tell it how you want the output to be. Like, can it be a spreadsheet, or can it just be a bullet-pointed presentation, for instance? So that's prompts. This is kind of the analogy I was using before of all the words all interconnected. So the LLM has everything, more or less everything ever that we've documented. And if you're not careful with the prompting, it will just sort of come up with the first answer it's got. So what you're doing with a prompt is sort of shining the light on this section of its large language module. I just want you to look at all the ideas related to surgery. Don't go off into going into agriculture. Just go into surgery, and then within that domain, can you just list out such and such? You're actually, this is a nice kind of analogy. You're shining the light on the area of the LLM that you want it to give a response for. Okay, hallucinations. So I like to joke that these GPTs, the ChatGPTs and that, they're just people pleasers. In fact, they have been trained to be a people pleaser. When you use the GPTs, whatever you type goes to a system prompt, where the system prompt says, you are a friendly assistant. And already there, it's just going to be a people pleaser. You actually have to tell it to be critical. So part of the prompt, you say, look, be really critical with what I'm saying now, and then it will. But if you don't, it'll just say nice things. And if it doesn't know, it will not tell you. If it doesn't know something, it will say, it will just make up some fantasy answer. So Gemini has something called gems. Have you used those? Gems. They are custom GPTs.
Yeah, I saw the...
I think Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT, they have their own customized version of basically the ChatGPT, where you can still go into their interface, but you can then share these custom GPTs. It's just a URL link, and they do a specific task. They're not an everyday thing. They are doing something like writing curriculum. So let's have a look. So you don't need any coding. You just need English experience. This is the beauty with AI. Google have been employing English teachers because they are perfect for this domain, because it's all about English and how to talk to the models rather than doing any coding. Okay, so this is a GPT. I didn't do the gem one. So it's a bit small, but you can give your GPT a title, worksheet generator bot. And then just as normal, you can type things in here, but you give it an instruction, and all the instructions here are in English. It says, and the beautiful thing is, this has a wizard to help you write this. So you don't even have to start from a blank page. You go, I just want something to look at my documents and then analyze them and then come up with different proposals. Bang, does it. And I think Gem does the same. So this GPT is a curriculum-based worksheet generator. It accepts PDFs containing curriculum materials. Objective, upload, create exercises such as multiple choice questions, short answer prompts, match, okay. And then here, the knowledge base is where you upload PDFs. Okay, so I've also been playing around with all the tools for image, audio, video. DALL-E comes with ChatGPT, yeah. But then there's also one on your WhatsApp. I actually find the WhatsApp one very good. Yeah, the WhatsApp one, just for a quick meme, it's very good. And then the video ones are getting ridiculous. That every day something new comes out that blows your mind. Okay, so this is something else that is very useful with AI. You can start having apps like Google Sheets, Google Calendar. You can have them start talking to each other via workflows. And there are different apps to help you connect them together, and then you can have an AI agent in between, so it can kind of work out, like an email. It can parse the email and work out what are they asking? Is this a complaint letter, or is this asking for something? You can parse it, categorize it, and then put it in a spreadsheet. That's a very simple example of it. You have also chatbots. Chatbots are basically a custom GPT that you can copy onto the website. So, because custom GPTs are stuck in their environment, a chatbot can be then plugged into your website. The idea of ethics in AI, because we're talking about people's data, and you want to be able to not give the bot, you don't want to get the bot to say anything it likes. So if you have certain things that keep on track, don't divert from the conversation, don't divulge your systems, don't say anything unrelated to English and the company. So if you say I want a recipe for chocolate cake, it will not do that. Yeah. So these are especially here we have the privacy issues of students and everybody, and the responsibility we just talked about, and bias as well. That's the bias is a fascinating thing. I do read a lot about why it is so biased. It's just the training. The bias is in terms of like creating images, because I'm left-handed. It's very difficult for the AI to create a left-handed person drawing with writing with left hand, and clocks are difficult because all the pictures of clocks are 10 past 10 because of the way it looks nice, so you can put the logo. So all its training data is based on that time.
I read that one.
It's really, I just love it because
somebody was talking about it.
because Okay, I wanted to introduce the whole word AI is a bad title. It's a bad title. It's not intelligent, and well, it is artificial. It's just modeling. It's just modeling human cognition, be it pattern recognition or prediction. But it's not actually thinking. It's not knowing. It doesn't know. It just imitates.